任せてください先輩。私も新しい業務に挑戦してみたいです。
風は止まない。だから僕も。
足元には気をつけてくださいね。任せて。天才の好機に期待です。終わらせる。僕に任せ最善の方法。やれ。見えた。目標捕捉発射。安心して次はないから。受け取っておかしなさい。
最善の方法。
シメリオン絶大の一体ですよ。シメリオンピリカ決めてください。
僕に任せなよ。受け取ってください。
絶大の一体ですよ。見事な連携でした。勝利は
管理人、差し入れです。
やっと捕まえたぜ管理人。
さすがヒーロー様。
行動隊 Z7 アンダ。
何が待っ 要な資源なのでたくさん持って帰りましょう。
オーリデンは砕けた宇宙、遥か遠い距離を越えここまで流れ着きました。ここがノフマンさんの言っていた場所。侵食だらけね。管理人、スキャンしてみましょう。手がかりが見つかるかもしれません。空っぽの救急箱、まだ新しい。慌てて落としてしまったみたいね。
今度はこっち探してみようよ。
もうここにいるよ。止まらずに動くんだ。受け取って。
トリーさん、手伝って。
油断したね。いい風だ。身を逃すな。
次から私がこの勢いで
いい風だ。
見えた。見てください。
僕に任せない。
受け取って。君はここで終わり。ちぎれたロープか。使った人いるみたいだね。
下に降りてみましょう。
見えた。
戦闘開始。身の安全を第一に。
見えた。沿岸の後期一体で火を出せる。
いい風大前の方。
D ジャンゴ JP スト一戦。
皆さん、
油断したに任せな
よかったです。さっさと潰すよ。
止まらずに動くんだ。
任せておけ。
僕に任せない。
標的を確認。
ミリオン。
乱れない動きで最の注意最適に終わらせる。
逃がさないよ。
今だ。
いい風だ。大前の方。
見えた。敵が後期。
僕に任せない。外面。いい風だ。
金属受け取って。見えた。実在のトリーさん、遠くに行っちゃダメ。任せます。
お遊びはここまで。ミリオン。いい反応だ。いい風だ。
身を任せとって。
厳しい状況ね。こんな場所ではぐれてしまった。
はい。おう。
えっと
見て見て、サブ協約コア設置できたよ。
これで避難所に必要な物資が確保できるようになるわ。
大地からの贈り物だ。
あれはなかなかの強敵になるはず。邪魔な侵食はなくなったし、で周りのみんなの役にも立てましたね。
証明として使えそうだね。
あれは
風と雷のように息がぴったりだ。
見えた。
目標捕捉。
発射大ですよ。ミリオンに触れてください。
止まらずに動くんだ。
行きます見えた。
いい調子だ。
見えた。青く一気の手がす。やってください。任せなさいのいっぱいですよ。
いい反応だ。
びっくりしま
いい調子だ。
見えた。油断してはいけません。
時間乗せなよ。大前の来年逃がさないよ。
私もいっぱいですよ。
目を逃すな。
全力でいきます。
止まれ。
君はここで終わり。トリさん、手加減しないからよ。
に任せなよ。受け取って逃すな。来年任せなよ。
全力でいきます。 管理人、私にかかれば問題なし。
今の業務が終わり次第向かう。作業台のスケジュールに追加しておいて。それからこの負傷者数の統計データは古いものでは。まったくご覧の通りですよ。中枢基地の整備、人員配置、物資。それはとても助かります。ただ現在の作業は少し複雑で。
新種に間もなく会議が始まります。
管理人、申し訳ありませんが失礼いたします。
作業台にある新主任のスケジュールは公開されてるから、管理人も見て大丈夫だからね。急ぎの案件が多いし、救援の要請は自動で追加されるものもあるんだ。優先度が高そうなものをマークしておいたよ。現場に行かなきゃいけないものばかりだから。
管理人、お手数をおかけします。最近は本当に色々と手が回らず。本当ならここのご案内もさせていただきたかったのですがおっしゃる通りですね。とにかく書類の山を片付けなくては。
私がいるから大丈夫だよ。
そうですか。ご協力本当に感謝します。
誰だ？ここで何をしている？
ここは危ないんです。許可がないと。
なんだって？挨拶が遅れたな。私はライコーだ。ここの後処理を担当している。こちらは機械エンジニアのライアー。
旧工場付近は被害が大きく、アンカーが落下した時、多くの設備が壊れてしまったんです。使えそうな設備は全て移動しました。残っているのは壊れたものばかりで、電源さえ入らないものもあります。ですが、
まだ処理できていないオリジニウム精錬炉から今日爆発音が聞こえた。不完全なオリジニウム反応が起きている可能性がある。先に精錬炉を何とかしないと他の処理業務も進められないんだ。なんとか手を貸してもらえないだろうか。助かるよ。今ならまだ間に合うはずだ。精錬炉が完全に壊れてしまう前に。時間が勝負になるな。
ライコー先生。
ライアどうした？
いえ、何でもありません。行きましょう。
旧工場は基地の中でも特に被害が大きかったんだ。アンカーをすぐに処理できてよかったよ。管理人とペリカ監察官のおかげだね。誰か。
まだ息がある。気を失っているだけのようだ。とりあえず医療班を呼ぼう。
これは操作マニュアル。精錬炉を止めようとして爆発の衝撃に巻き込まれてしまったのかもしれません。
ライアはうちで一番の機械エンジニアだからな。一緒に連れて行ってくれ。私はここで待機して。
大光先生、私がここで医療班を待ってもいいでしょうか？私はもう僕にはどうしても怖くて。アンカーが落下した時、たくさんの人が傷つきました。もし誰かが亡くなっていたら、もしそれが自分だったら。
すまない。ライアの気持ちに気づけなかった。基地はこんな状況だ。気持ちを整理するのに時間が必要だというのは私が中の案内をしよう。ライアは耳がいい。設備の異音にもすぐ気づく。だからこそ聞くだけで辛くなるような声も全て耳に入っていたんだろう。それに探知装置も操作マニュアルもある。大きなミスが発生する可能性は低い。一緒に作業すれば効率も上がるはずだ。
今日もいろんな音色が聞こえます。
Hello, Savvy. But yeah, I turned off my mic because I wanted it to be more of a chill stream for people who are just coming in. And most of the time I'm just doing the story anyways and not really talking, so that's why I had my mic off. But yeah, like the gacha system of Enfield is not too bad. Like, it sounds bad on paper, but basically how it works is 80 polls gets you to SSR, right? And if there's any mic problems, please tell me, right? I did adjust my mic like a few weeks ago, so I don't know if anything sounds bad with the stream, but yeah, like 80 polls guarantees a SSR, right? A random SSR. It's a 50-50, and then 120 polls you get the rate up, right? And the 80 polls you do for an SSR carries over to other banners. So if you do 40 polls on Searcher's banner, or Levitin's banner, as they call her in Enfield, that 80, like if you do 40 polls, the 40 polls will go to the next banner, right? The 120 polls for the guaranteed rate up unit is not gonna carry over, right? And it's mostly a system that punishes whales because whales can't pull for like a P6 or like a max dupe unit as efficiently, and also punishes like impulse pullers, right? Anybody who just pulls or builds pity for the sake of pulling, right? That's when the gacha banner is, I would consider, quote unquote, bad. But if you just like hold off until you have like 120 pulls, you're kind of fine, right? After this story segment, let me actually pull up the banner so I can actually like show you the details and stuff. And then, okay, yeah. So So you see like 120 pulls is guaranteed for Leviathan, or Leviathan. At 80 pulls, oh no, it said like right here. Boop. At 80 pulls, I get a 6-star operator. It's a random 6-star of. Oh, does it show up on the stream? Well, that sucks. But it's a 6-star of a 50-50 between either Leviathan or these cast of characters, right? And the 120 does not carry over, right? Yeah, okay, you are 100% correct about that statement. Currently, most players are in the beginning of the game, and we haven't gotten to the point where it's like end game yet, where you get like a constant flow of Originium or OP, right? The pole currency up here. Actually, in Enfield, it's called Oro Barrel and Origiometry. So no one has a steady like flow of it yet. So we don't really know like the daily currency and the weekly currency. Yeah, in the original Arknights, it was 3,000 pole currency to pull for a character. In this one, it's 5,000. But how Arknights works, and Hypergriff seems to be using the same system that they have in regular Arknights, where you have your Oro Barrel, which is, I would consider, free currency. You get this from just doing your dailies, doing your doing like other stuff around the map, doing challenges, doing achievements, right? You get Oro Barrel. And then when it comes to Origiometry, you get this from like events, and you get it from doing story, doing very specific stuff. And this thing, Origiometry, is very important. In the original game, in the original Arknights, you can use it to buy skins for free, right? But it was a very limited resource. In this game, you can use it for poles, right? You can exchange it with this little, you can see this little arrow right here. You can exchange it for Oro Barrel, or the cool thing is you can actually exchange it for the Battle Pass. You can use 29 Oro Barrel or 32 to get the Battle Pass, to get the premium Battle Pass, and you get it back. You get back your Origiometry with the Battle Pass. So you can basically always constantly get the Battle Pass for stuff, right? And yeah, very similar system to the regular Arknights. But the thing that's nice about the gacha system is when you pull for characters, you get this currency, which this currency is used for the weapon banner, which is this thing right here. This is the weapon banner, and down here is also a weapon banner, but we'll talk about that later. When you pull for characters, you get this currency. This currency is also given to you through either the credit store, if you get lucky. Daily, you can get this currency. And I also heard that you can get it from this like weekly game mode that's later, right? But yeah, this is already a pretty good upgrade compared to other mainstream gacha games, where weapon banners are their own separate thing and they have no correlation. I really like how you can get weapon banner pulls in this game for just pulling characters, and the rates are it's 80. It's 80 for a guaranteed weapon, right? And it's 40 for a random for a 50-50. Actually, no, it's a 25-75. Like it's a 25-75 for the weapon at 40 pulls. But let's be honest, it's either you get it or you don't. It's really not like people keep on saying it's 25-75, but come on, like bro. And okay, unfortunately on stream it's not showing it, but the base drop rate for a weapon is 4%. And yeah, you just get this currency way more, right? Yeah. Also with the credits, when you pull for when you get like max dupe of characters, you can exchange it for a certain amount as well. These are the 4-star units, the lowest rarity units in the game, and obviously I have them maxed out, and I can just exchange it for the for some of this currency, which can also be used for let's see, where is it? Actually, no. If they're maxed out, you get more. Yeah, right? Does it say here? I forgot where it mentions it, but if you have max potential of a character, you get more of these. I need to find where it said this, but yeah, it's and yeah, the game is in beta, but yeah, like I think the gacha system is not actually as bad as people make it out to be. It really just stops people from polling like impulsively. It also seems like they give out free polls as well. Like this right here is only meant for Searcher's Banner. I can also get 5 more from here if I get enough like character exchange currency stuff, right? Very typical in like Honkai Star Rail and Withering Waves. But you can get like 5 more of these. I wouldn't be surprised if they give it out in other events. And then if you check down here, when I do 60 polls in Searcher's Banner, in Levitin's Banner, I get another 10 poll, right? This is yeah, it's another 10 poll for her banner. So technically, I only have to do 110 polls to get her, right? And from what it feels like right now, I want to say it'll be kind of similar to Withering Waves, where with the battle pass, the free battle pass, I mean technically the premium battle pass is free as well, considering you get refunded, right? You get your Ori geometry refunded, but you can get some Oro Barrel from the battle pass as well. You can get it from doing your dailies. If it's anything like Withering Waves, you should get about maybe 70 to 80 pulls per patch. And that kind of just leaves you, like, I wouldn't be surprised if that's like the poll income, right? 70 to 80 polls per patch for a free-to-play player. You can get about that much, right? I can't see Hypergriff polling a Genshin and having anything underneath like 70 polls per patch, or something like that, right? So you should be able to, with some savings, you should be able to save enough for characters, as long as you're smart about it. But just don't build pity. This isn't a game where you build pity, right? We also don't know how many free standard banner polls they're gonna be giving out. Because standard banner characters are pretty cool. I wouldn't be surprised if they do something similar to like Chaos Hero Nightmares or Withering Waves, where they just give out a bunch of standard banner polls to make up for like the weapon banner polls, right? But yeah, I don't think it's too bad. The worst part honestly comes from the fact that the 120, it doesn't carry over. I think that's like the main thing people have been talking about, just the 120 doesn't carry over. But no, if you're smart with your polls, if you don't do any impulse stuff, you should be fine, right? No one should be building pity. I don't know why building pity is such like a mindset for gacha gamers. For content creators, I think most content creators are just kind of scared at the fact that they're gonna have to spend a shit ton of money to pull for a P6, right? Pull for a potential 6 unit, because that's like one thing that content creators love doing. Content creators love, being like, I spent $5,000 to max out X character. I spent, however amount of money to like max out a character, right? Yeah. Yeah, again, that's kind of, because like how the game works right now is that it's kind of like the complete opposite of like Withering Waves and like Hoyoverse games, where like you get so many polls at the beginning, right? You can do so many things at the beginning, and it just shoehorns you into the game. You can immediately start farming for polls. You can start immediately getting like tickets. So you can start immediately getting stuff. While in Enfield, as I played more of the game and as I've done more of the story, I've unlocked so many like things to do that I can see just gives more polls like later on. Like there's like the base, there's like there's your actual home base, the Dejang, but then there's also like the base building facility, and you unlock like little you unlock like little tutorial missions to get more polls, so it's kind of a weird start compared like if you're used to like the other games, right? Yeah, like I haven't unlocked everything yet, and I'm about like maybe 20-ish hours into the game already, and I haven't unlocked like all the stuff to do. Like there's like the weekly mission stuff. I think there should be a Memory of Chaos or like a Towers of Adversity type game mode that I unlock later. I just haven't like you unlock a lot of things later on, and it takes a while. Granted, I am doing the story, right? I'm like reading through the story. I'm building my base. Like I'm doing a lot of stuff. I'm doing like a lot of stuff in this game, and for a gacha game, there's a lot of things to like get distracted with. So, and that's also what's happening with a lot of players. A lot of other players are also kind of getting distracted with things in the game, and that's probably why we haven't gotten to endgame yet. I'm actually very curious to see how many people have gotten to like the endgame part of the game. Yeah, I'll probably make a video, or yeah, I'll probably make a video like once I get to that part of the beta to really like sit down and start seeing if like the whole income is good, right? The Hypergriff could also just give out free stuff via events, right? Like we still have, let's see. Oh my god. Like there's like login events, at the beginning of the game that gives some stuff. There's your level up events. There's also character events as well. And before there was something down here that said like there's like more events coming soon as you progress through the game. I don't know if this is what it meant, because these three things were not here like before. So that might be what it was, but no, they could also be adding more events, right? Oh yeah, that's also another thing. 4 and 5 stars are pretty good. Like, I can't see. Like, I can definitely see like a team being made around like the 4-star characters, or even like a mix of 4-star and 5-star characters. There's so many like mechanics that can be discovered with characters. Like for example, this character, Arknight, she's one of my favorite characters. And how she works is when they use like electric abilities on enemies, and they get like this electric debuff. She can jump in and do like QTE, and then after he QTE, you can use her skill, and her skill gets enhanced, and you get more skill points back. And then that also can trigger her QTE again. So you kind of do a cycle. And there's like this character, Anto, and he's a 4-star character. And he also revolves around doing electric damage and boosting electric damage. So the low rarity teams, I think, will be pretty good, right? Yeah. There's also elemental reactions in the game, and how they have handled elemental reactions is a little bit more in depth. Like you have, you can do like mono elemental teams to really boost up like your element type, or you can go like duo teams and have like different reactions with each other. Like you can like freeze enemies, you can slow them down. I can like put crystals on enemies that they can explode, depending on like the elemental pair ups. It's really cool. It's really really nice. Let's see. Yeah. And something that I feel like not many people are talking about when it comes to Enfield is the fact that you can make gear, right? You can craft your gear. Like all the relic farming, echo farming you do in like Hoyo games, Withering Waves, you don't have to worry about that in Arknights Endfield. In Enfield, you can just make it, right? As long as you have the materials from your base building, you can craft gear. And currently, you can craft gear. It's crazy. And also, they come with predetermined main stats. Like there's like no RNG to gear farming or gear making, right? You can see that this one comes with intellect, attack, intellect, cryo, and electric damage, intellect, will, arch damage. All of this is predetermined. There's no RNG to it. Armor, right? Defense, will, agility, HP, right? All your characters consist of 4 pieces, right? There are all your characters consist of 4 pieces of gear, and obviously your armor gives defense, your gloves give the main stats are all the same, right? Defense, right? But then you have like these substats down here, which they're just predetermined. They're all the same across every piece of armor, right? These two are the same exact armor with substats, and then you have like a bonus attribute, right? So this one reduces like damage, this one increases battle skill damage, right? Yeah, there's no rolling for substats. There's also 3-piece set effects, but this is not RNG. All your gear is craftable. You don't need to use stamina. What you use stamina in the game is to get like character XP, and you get ascension materials or promotion materials. You get you get currency. You get skill materials. You get weapon XP, weapon enhanced ascension materials. You don't have to you don't have to, grind days and days for weapons, which is so nice, right? No, I've heard almost nobody talk about the fact that you don't have to farm for gear. Like, we're so used to like Withering Waves and like Hoyo games making it so we have to grind for gear, right? Go through the RNG hell of grinding for gears, and you don't have to do that in Enfield, right? Already, that's one thing that makes me want to play Enfield, is the fact that I don't have to do the monotonous farming of gear all the time, right? Because I hate that. That's honestly one of my least favorite things about that's one of my least favorite things about some of the mainstream gachas that have came out, is the fact that all of them have RNG gear. It's like, why? Why do we have why are we doing this system? Why can't we just not do this? When it comes to weapons, I'll just pop it up again. Yeah, I know, right? So I already mentioned like the weapon banner, right? But weekly, you see here, it says refreshes weekly. I can buy a 6-star weapon with the gacha currency. I only have to roll for this. I just bought it straight up. And this is the weapon for the main character. It's the main weapon for the administrator, right here. And I just bought it. It's a 6-star weapon for the administrator. It has a really good ability. It can work on other units, right? It has a little thing down here that works for other characters, potentially. And I just bought it straight up with my weapon gacha currency that I got for free. A 6-star weapon. Like, bruh. And then down here, these 5 weapons, these are banners. These are weapon banners, right? You do have to roll for it. But these are for your standard banner units, right? These are the 6-star weapons for your standard banner units. It's for these units here, these 5 units. And you can also double check to make sure, because you can look at them. And here's like Ember's weapon, Li Feng's weapon, AF Ayala's weapon, right? It's crazy. From a single 10 pull, I'm pretty sure it says it in here. Let me see. Okay, so we get a 4-star character, so the lowest rarity right now. You get 20. When you get a 5-star character, you get 200. When you get a 6-star character, it gets 2,000, right? And I don't know, we can so you get 2,000 for a 6-star character. So in 120 pulls, that's 4,000, right? That's two multis for this. That's not including the 5-star characters or the 4-star characters. So if you get like a double 5-star, then that's more, right? Yeah, I know, right? It adds up. And like I mentioned earlier, this currency, from what I've heard, you can get this from a weekly game mode that I haven't unlocked yet. It's something similar to Elusive Realms or Divergent Universe, right, for Wuthering Waves and Honkai Star Rail. And it's a weekly game mode, and I think you get 1,000 of these, from what I've heard from the previous betas. And one pull in this is 1,980. You get it, no, that's half of that, right? You can get this currency from the daily shop as well, if you get lucky. Unfortunately, I don't think I got it today. But you can also refresh it, right? You can also refresh the shop if you want to. And yeah, it's nice. I know I sound like I'm glazing the game, but I honestly think the gacha system, there's only like one or two things that could be considered bad, but then like when you look at it, like that part of it being bad, you're like, that's it? That's really all? And like everyone's making it seem to be like it's like the worst thing ever, and that's gonna kill Enfield, right? Yeah, and Wuthering Waves, you can't even in Wuthering Waves, you like every character is so reliant on their weapon, right? They're so reliant on their weapon. I feel like not a single character in Wuthering Waves is like not reliant on their weapon and you can't use other weapons with other characters. While with Enfield right now, it feels like you're mostly pulling for characters' weapons for like stat boosts, and like maybe like a better ability. But with the 5-star weapons, the lower rarity ones, they also have some pretty decent abilities too, and decent stat boosts depending on your character. I do need more testing to see if I need to see if 5-star, 4-star, 6-star weapons, how they actually matter on like characters. But from right now, from just playing the game, I think they don't matter too much, right? But yeah, like every character's kit feels like they work. Like sometimes you need weapons in like Genshin or Honkai Star Rail, especially Honkai Star Rail, and sometimes in Wuthering Waves where like it feels like the weapon really makes a character, right? But yeah. Yeah. Like I might eat my words, right? Who knows? But like when you look at stuff like Hyacine's Light Cone and Honkai Star Rail, like you're like, damn, that's like this is a completely different character if you get Hyacine's Light Cone. Like Acheron and Honkai Star Rail, like okay, I like if you want Acheron just work with her kit, you need her Light Cone, right? Yeah. And Wuthering Waves, let's see, Wuthering Waves. I can't immediately think of a character off the top of my head, but let's see, like the multipliers between characters' weapons, character signature weapons, and not their signature weapon is it mostly applies to like statuses. Yeah, don't even mention that one. But like I think like with the whole new wave of like how they're making Wuthering Waves characters with like the whole negative statuses or debuffs or dots like Spectral Frazzle, it's still around the realms of like they try to shoehorn in like a character's specific kit into like that new mechanic, which to me, in my opinion, I just don't like it too much, right? Because we went from like weapons having basic descriptions like intro skills, resonance skills, and now we have weapons with like negative statuses, and it's like they didn't have to make this whole new debuff for characters, right? But they may do it just like to sell new weapons or sell new characters. It's kind of similar to Remembrance, but just not as like a new class, just like a new whole archetype of characters. That's just like my take on it. I'm not the biggest fan of that, right? it feels like some characters are like they're kind of sticking a little too much on like that whole debuff negative status thing, when in reality it's just another buzzword for them to like make characters less synergistic with each other, right? Because like I like I guess like that's no, we look like Zanny, right? We could look at like a character like Zanny, where she's so reliant on like negative status, but she still plays. Like Zanny still plays like a like she still kind of plays like a quick swap character if you want to, but then she's also like an on-field character that uses skills, uses her ultimate for an install. But then they slapped on like negative status, or they slapped on spectral frazzle to like really hinder her synergy, and I just don't like that. Right? That's just me. I don't like that part of Wuthering Waves. I really enjoyed like quick swap teams, but then like slowly now we're getting like, oh, you want to do a quick swap with this character? Well, because they're a negative status character, you may have to, you know, get this other character to do like a quick swap negative status type team, right? If that makes sense, right? But yeah, like slightly off topic, slightly went to a woo-wah rant, but yeah, weapons in Enfield feel more like cosmetics, slightly, just make characters have, you know, a little bit nicer looks. Doesn't feel like it matters too much right now. Yeah, so that's like gearing this weapons. Optimization. I can talk about optimization, right? Like I think the game's optimized really well. It's a beautiful game. It runs well. I have a i7 7700K, 77 100K CPU. So like a really old, really old CPU. Let me check how when that released. That CPU released in 2017, so it's a pretty old CPU for like this day and age for gaming, but it still works. It runs perfectly fine. I do have a 5070. I have a RTX 5070 as my graphics card, but my CPU is bottlenecking the hell out of my graphics card, and it runs great and it looks great, right? They also recommended iPhone 12. They recommended iPhone 12 for mobile, but I saw gameplay on the iPhone 11 and it was still running good. The game is made in Unity, right? I think you probably heard people talk about how this game runs on Unity, like a shit ton. But it's great. Like it's like they remade Unity. They did their own like Unity engine type thing, using Unity as a base. And the game looks stunning. It runs great. Like I haven't really encountered any bugs, right? Yeah. I have 16 gigabytes of RAM, and I've always had 16 gigabytes of RAM for my PC. So I don't know how much 16 gigabytes actually like matter. It might actually matter a lot. I haven't heard anybody talk about like 8 gigabytes yet. But yeah, I don't really know how much RAM actually plays an importance for Enfield. I had a chatter like the other day saying that they only have 8 gigabytes in their system, and I was like, ooh. I was like, ooh, 8 gigabytes. Ooh. Yeah, hopefully. The game's great, looks great, runs great. Optimization, fantastic. It's not laggy at all. That's another thing. It feels what was I gonna do? But yeah. I haven't encountered any bugs. Like I haven't encountered any bugs. The game started great. I haven't there hasn't been any glitches, any bugs. Honestly, from just a pure like performance and gameplay, I feel like the game's ready to launch. Like they could tweak You could tweak like, I guess the gotcha banner. Like I can see them maybe potentially tweaking the gotcha banner to make it so the 120 carries over. But you know, from just our entire talk of the gotcha banner, I feel like it's honestly not too bad, right? What's QOT? What's QOT? Quality of things? You saying quality of things or what? QOT. What can QOT mean? I'm just an idiot. Oh, quality of life. Quality of life. I mean, so I can show you this, I guess. So when you're running around the world, and you get to something like this, where you mine ore. So when you start attacking it, your teammates like jump in, and they help you mine, right? That's a cool thing that helps you at the beginning. And as you can see right there, your characters pick it up for you as well. And that doesn't apply to only ore. That applies to any dropped item around the map, such as enemy loot or any other thing you can break, or like chests, right? Like chest items as well. Your teammates will run around, pick up stuff for you, attack things for you. That's a quality of life that I think is kind of nice. When it comes to the whole, when it comes to the whole base building mechanic, so when it comes to getting resources, you can set up these like mining things, these mining facilities, and they'll auto mine resources for you, and then they'll automatically go into your base, and you can just start stockpiling the resources. You just start stockpiling loot, like, and really start building up like stocks. The game starts you with 8k, 8k max, like max limit for items. But as you level up your facility and level up your base, you can increase this to 11k and possibly 99, like no, 9,999, right? Or 9,900, 99,000, 100,000, right? You probably get close to 100,000 with it. And I'm discovering more quality of life stuff as I'm playing the game. And then there's these things around the map. So I didn't build this. This is not something I built. This is something that just exists on the map, made by other players. Other players can make this, and you can access it. And it's a chest. It gives me direct access to my base inventory, and I can just put stuff in and my inventory's full. That's another thing that's nice about quality of life. I can also quickly show you this. Let me just go over here. So around the map, once you get past the story, like your first time going into a new area, there will be like some type of story thing, right? Why you're in this new area. Once you get past that initial mission, you'll start getting these. I was gonna mention zip lines as well, but yeah, these ones. So these zip lines, you can see it's the same effect as the storage stash. These are also player made. These are player-made zip lines that you can access, and you don't have to build it. If you don't have the resources to build these, they are made for you around the map, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of these like player-made zip lines around the map. This one I made myself, the one that I'm just on right there. But yeah, anything that's shiny like this is made by players, and you can use them to get around the map, and it's nice, right? They just get shared. Like, it's just like players make certain things and they can appear in your world for other players to use. And there's also like these things here called memos, right? And you can like put certain buzzwords, certain keywords, and other players around the map could also see them. Or not around the map. Other players playing the game can see them in their map, in their world, And I've had very useful help where people were saying like, good stuff here, good stuff in front, good stuff top, good stuff bottom. And it points you in the right direction for like a secret chest or a secret thing, right? And yes, you can also share building parts with players. I'll just show you that really quick. This is actually helping me out a lot because I'm planning on making a YouTube video glazing the hell out of this game. But F1. So these are blueprints. You can make your own very easily. You can easily make your own blueprints by selecting your parts of your base, and then I just use Control S, and then I can save my blueprints. Right? It shows you what they are, how they're connected, and all of that. You can put down the description. You can put down a name. Shows you how big the blueprint is. Very nice. You can also put in any icons you want to, and that's really cool. But once you make your blueprints, you can upload it to like the cloud, and in here, this is where you can import blueprints from other players. There's already some other content creators and other beta testers already sharing blueprints in the Discord server, which is really, really cool. It makes it so players don't actually, players that don't want to interact with this system, they don't have to. They can use other players' blueprints, and people who do want to interact with it, like me, they can just do whatever. The game also has some blueprints for you by doing tutorials. I think they give you some blueprints, just like some very baseline, very streamlined, like, hey, this is the simplest, easiest way to make this thing that you want to make, right? And the game gives you it too. So if you don't want to import blueprints, you don't have to. The game does it for you too. But yeah, you do have to play the game a little bit to unlock blueprints. I think it was about like 30 minutes to an hour into the game. That's when you unlock blueprints. So it's gonna take a little while, but hey, it's there, right? Yeah, I like it too. And I very much like I like how the base building is like very in depth. It's it's not super simple. It's very niche. It's made for a niche demographic. And I think that's good. I think it's good that it's made for a niche demographic. Oh yes, I I finally unlocked farms. I can finally start farming and planting stuff, and I feel like a goddamn nerd. But yeah, I will do that too. The story. So the story, if you played Arknights, if you played normal Arknights, they kind of put you into the story really quick. You wake up as an administrator, and they're like, hey, this is happening. You are the leader of Enfield Industries. And then all of a sudden a problem starts happening on Talos 2, and you immediately jump in. You immediately start like helping your crew, right? Because your main hub area is getting attacked, right? So it's kind of like that hectic start that was in Arknights at the beginning. And if you remember like kind of like the semi-hectic story at the beginning, it's kind of like that too, where you're really put in there. Now here's the problem with the story. They have a lot of tutorials. There are so many tutorials at the beginning of Enfield, and it kind of ruins the pacing of the story. I think the story itself is not too bad. It's just really when it puts you in with a shit ton of tutorials and tells you how to play this thing in the game or try to do this thing in the game. It's a lot, and it's just so, it just ruins the pacing, right? Yeah, I want that immersion. Everyone loves that immersion, that good old immersion. But a lot of people talk about how the story is like kind of similar to Woo-Wah, where you get glazed, right? There's a lot of like administrator glazing. Honestly, they handle it. I'm really gonna sound like I'm glazing Enfield. They kind of handle it a little bit better than Woo-Wah, in my opinion, just because you actually get to see what the administrator has done, right? One of my biggest tidbits with the whole glazing of the rover in Wuwa is we keep on hearing about what the rover has done, and they keep on pulling stuff out of their ass about like what the rover has done in Wuthering Waves, but we don't really see it, right? If that makes sense. Like we keep on hearing things like, "Oh, you are the legendary hero. You did this and that. You did this," but you never see it. While with the administrator, you actually see it with the administrator. You actually see the administrator, like what the administrator has done for Enfield, right? When they say stuff like, "Oh, you are the commander of the Dejong. The Dejong is your ship, right? This thing right here. This thing right here, the Dejong. When they say this is your ship, and you actually walk through it, and you see how like technologically advanced this place is, you're like, damn, I can see kind of why people are kind of maybe worshipping me, or not even worshipping me, just like seeing me as like a good person, right? Same things with Rhodes Island. When you read Arknight's story and you see how the Doctor was before like the whole amnesia part, you can see how some of the characters actually like the Doctor, how the Doctor interacts with certain characters in the past, right? And then you also see why certain characters like Cal Zit or W not like the Doctor when you read about their past. But yeah, like you can walk around and you're like, damn, I helped build this? That's pretty cool, right? Yeah, I will agree that like the rover making Black Shores is really cool. The only problem is that they kind of do it too much, right? I like how with the administrator, it's like, yes, you helped create, you're one of the founding fathers of Enfield's Industries, and you get to see your progress with it. You can see how the other characters view you as like a supervisor, right? As a superior. While with the rover, and that's it with like the administrator. There's not many like when it comes to the rover, it feels like Kuro does too much. Like, I mean, in 2.8, we literally they shoehorned in the fact that the rover was a student at Star Torch Academy, when they didn't have to do that. They could have just made it so the rover could just be a student, or not a student, could like become a future student, right? Like, to go into Star Torch Academy with Chisa, you have to become a student. They could have done that instead of doing the whole Chisa found a card when she was inside of Honami, and it had the rover's picture on it. I'm like, huh? Like, when I read that, I was like, chotomate. I was like, what? Why? The rover founding Black Shores was cool when they did it in the past. But then, like, you find out that the rover was, like, Huang Long's Sentinel's, like, master, right? We were like Jue's like master. I was like, okay. You find out that You find out that what was it? Like, we were Frozlova's. Like, we were like with the Fraticus. We made a promise to Frozlova. We made this and that. It just feels so overdone in Wuthering Waves. And I've seen some people respond the same with Enfield, and they talk about how the administrator is also glazed and worshipped. But it's not to the extent. It really isn't to the extent. And it's not just like a mention either. We can see how the administrator has helped create these things, and that's kind of it. Now, if I do more of the story, and they're like, hey, the administrator was actually on Talos 2 10,000 years ago, then we have a problem. But for now, it's not that. For now, it's just that we founded Enfield Industries, and we are chilling, right? We just went to the sarcophagus for 10 years. Oh, that's also a thing that's nice. It's been 10 years, right? But yeah, it's been 10 years for the administrator being gone, and I think that is a better time frame than like Rover being a fucking immortal being that has existed since the dawn of Solaris 2's creation, right? It feels more like the whole worshipping is more just streamlined to Enfield Industries. It also is nice that not everybody knows the administrator. Um, like when it comes to administrators industries, the characters, you either get characters that know the administrator because we helped them or worked with them, or we just have other employees of administrator of Enfield Industries just being like, "Oh, you're the administrator? I've never seen you before. No, nice to meet you." It's like, "Oh, no, we've never talked before. That's cool." Right? I kind of like that response a little bit, right? It feels more like, "Oh yeah, you were a superior that I've heard about in my workplace, and I finally get to meet you. Oh, you're cool. You're cool. Oh, you did this and that. That's cool." Right? It's done well with not as much glazing, in my opinion, right? And like I don't want to sound like I'm just fucking beating the shit. Like I don't want to sound like I'm just beating the hell out like Wuthering Waves all the time to try to make Arknights Endfield feel better. But you know, when you look at it from just a 1.0 perspective versus like a 3.0 a 3.0 perspective for Enfield and Wuthering Waves, it's done slightly more tastefully. That's just my opinion, right? This is how I feel. Also, I'm also kind of tired of the Rover, to be honest. But you can kind of tell. You can kind of tell that I'm pretty tired of the Rover, right? And the whole Gathering Wives stuff that happens in Wuthering Waves as well can be toned down a little bit. But definitely one thing that I hope Hypergriff does in Enfield that they've done in Arknights is give the side characters some spotlight, right? And yeah, like no, I agree that no, we are talking about very two different characters of different scales. We also have to like remember that Kuro did decide to just make Rover a demigod, right? Just a bit of demigod, right? When they could have just made the Rover like something else, right? Maybe not as worship. They didn't. They definitely didn't have to. Like I feel like there's so many better lore things they could have done than just being like, oh yeah, the Rover, we're Sentinel Jue's ex-master. They could have maybe like foreshadowed a different character, right? Instead of it could be like, oh yeah, my ex-master told me to like look over this, instead of like Jue being like, you're actually my ex-master, right? They could no, I feel like that's just me thinking on the realms of like side characters. Like I want more side characters. I want more side characters to have spotlight. I really like Arknights and how they give side characters attention. Sometimes some events in Arknights just don't have the main character. They just don't have the Doctor. The Doctor just straight up does not show up in some of the story, and that's fantastic. That's one of the biggest reasons why I still love Arknight's story, is the fact that the Doctor doesn't always appear, right? And something with regular Arknights is that the Doctor feels more like a character. Like when you actually read more of Arknight's story, you see how the Doctor slowly becomes a character, not a self-insert. Right? A lot of people want to say that the Doctor is a self-insert, no speaking protagonist. But once you do more of the story and the Doctor gets more of his memories, they really become an actual character, and I love that. I love that about Arknights so much. And that's the reason why I'll always glaze Arknight's story. Is the fact that it starts off with an amnesia protagonist, and slowly as you get more, as the player, right, as the player start learning about the Doctor, at the same rate the Doctor is learning about themselves, they become more of a character. You can really see the Doctor making decisions in the story instead of the player having a part in the story, right? That's fantastic. And that's gotten better and better with like Lone Trails. It's gotten better with chapter like 13 and up. Babel, chapter 15. It's so good. And then with side characters, when you do anything in regards to the Abyssal Hunters, you learn about the Abyssal Hunters, right? You learn about the Abyssal Hunters. The Abyssal Hunters are doing stuff. Calzet is in one of the stories for the Abyssal Hunters, and the Doctor's nowhere to be seen. You do Manfred's. Manfred's? No, you do you do like Mountains event where they first introduce Muses, and they introduce Saria. The Doctor is nowhere. You're just seeing what Mountain's doing in jail. You get introduced to Muses. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic side character story, and I hope they bring that to in Enfield, which currently right now, we've mostly met Enfield related characters, right? But I know that we're going to there's a new area called Wuling with like a new Sway sibling type character, and I wouldn't be surprised if that plays a part in future side story stuff. Right? It's always a problem. Like no main character in gacha games have like a full-on personality straight at the beginning. I'm very happy, and I specifically mentioned straight at the beginning because it takes a lot of hard work to make a character into something more than just a self-insert, right? And it also takes a lot of balls. It takes a lot of balls for a gacha game dev to be like, yeah, we're gonna do something different. We're not gonna have a self-insert. They know it can cost them a lot of money if they do it wrong. They know that it's a risk, and I'm very happy that Hypergriff took that risk with regular Arknights, and everyone loves it. All the memes you see about X-Doctor, right, way before Chapter 15 or even Babel, people are already making theories about how the Doctor's like a war criminal, right? Like pre-amnesia Doctor. And then now with Chapter 14 and Babel, you can see the Doctor, no personality coming through. It's fantastic. It's great. Yeah, just with gacha game companies, they always stick with the self-inserts. It's so easy, right? It's so easy to do a self-insert. It's so easy to have like just a nice guy personality. They've tried with Wuwa to like put some type of personality into the rover, but it always comes back to just being a nice guy, right? With Stell in Honkai Star Rail, or not Stell, with Callus and Stell in Honkai Star Rail, you have them being like idiots, right? That's one thing I kind of like about Honkai Star Rail's main characters, that they're kind of just dum-dums, which is kind of nice, right? They're not always nice. They do some pretty dumb stuff, which that's at least a personality, no being dumb. I like, let's see, I think Aether and Yumin in Genshin Impact, they've tried to do it. It's just not. I just don't think it's on the same realm, right? Yeah, I know, right? And for Lobo's quests, you can see like you can actually see like the real past rover, and I was like, damn, can I get more of that? Can I get more of that, please? But unfortunately, they kind of just stopped there for some reason. Yeah, Aether and Lumine, what did I say about Aether and Lumine? Did I get cut off? Oh no, actually no. I think I got lost. Did I say anything? I think I got lost in. Did I get lost in train of thoughts? Aether and Lumine, no, they just need more cooking. Is that what I said? I don't know. Yeah, they definitely need more more cooking, but I do like how they haven't. The worst part is that there's an objective, right? Both Aether and Lumine have an objective, but Hoyo doesn't act on it, which is the weirdest part. Hoyo doesn't act on their. They don't actually try to do anything with what they've set up, which is the worst part. It's the worst part of Genshin's main character is that they have a good baseline, they have a good start to try to do something with the characters, and they just don't. I don't know why. I don't know why they don't. Okay, there we go. I also kind of wish they talked more. I wish Aether and Lumine actually spoke more in the story. You would think they would start learning about that with all like the backlash from Paimon, but no. Yeah, I do like how the rover, like when there's a goal for the rover to do, they actually enact on it, right? Because one of the best ways to have a character shine and really see what type of character you're dealing with is for them to actually have a goal, right? Like, what's their goal? Is it to save the world? Is it to like do this thing, save somebody? And that's unfortunately something that Aether and Lumine just don't have. Now, I do wish, as much as I do like the rover having a goal, I wish some other characters would like come in and help him as well, right? Yeah, like I think more like one of the things that pissed me off a little bit is with Yuno's quest. I know it makes sense in the plot, but I really wish Augusta played a part in. Oh wow, they actually helped me farm. I wish Augusta helped with Yuno's quest. I really like. I think it was a perfect formula for Augusta to come in and for a side character that's prevalent in the main story to help the rover with something pretty serious, right? I think the whole people forgot about Yuno. Like, what's one of the ways that we could have had like people remember Yuno? Using the memories of Augusta, right? They could have easily just had Augusta be present in the story and have her use like her memories to help reshape Yuno back into the world. But instead, they just kind of had the rover come in and like pull her into this like perfect world line, timeline, right? They just like pulled they just had rover pull Yuno into this perfect timeline type thing. And yeah, it just sucked. It just felt like I was like, damn, we could have really had a really cool side character moment. Yeah. Hello, Noro. Good morning to you too. I actually have a mic this stream because Savvy here is somebody that's been in my streams way long ago, and we're just chatting about the game, and I really just wanted to talk about Enfield and Glaze Enfield. Yeah, and I think more side characters come in. And then I played 2.7, right? I played 2.7 for the whole like Avengers Assemble part, and you just hear how the Montelli and the Phasalia are like now friends, right? They're now just like buddies, even though they've had like the whole history of like war against each other. I was like, why couldn't we see that? I would have loved that. I would have loved to see I would have loved to see that happen in the game, right? Not through the rover, right? The rover didn't have to do it. It could have just been like a side quest between those two characters, right? It would have been a wonderful interaction. I don't know why they don't do it. It's gotten to the point where I'm just like, damn, why? Yeah, like I just want. I like it when characters interact with each other. I like it when side characters are having their own story without the main character. I heard that Chiyuan's quest was like that because I heard Gotcha Smack. I heard Gotcha Smack talking about Chiyuan, and he was like, "Guys, I love this story so much because the rover was gone." And I was like, "Damn, that sounds really good." I might read it. I might actually play through the story just hearing that the rover is not present in Chiyuan's story, right? Ah, I forgot to think. So this game mode, this little mini game thing, it's like you can. Oh, where's the? This little game mode thing is kind of like a little tower defense game mode that you can do with that you can like set up turrets and fight like waves of enemies. That should be fun. And no, it's reminiscent of regular Arknights. Boop, boop. Yeah, like I was planning on rating 2.7, but then Arknights Endfield came around and I was like, well, I gotta play Arknights Endfield. I gotta play Arknights Endfield. Like I don't have time to play those other games. What else about? What else about Wuthering Waves that I can complain about? I think like that might be it. Oh, I guess in 3.0, we're going into 3.0. We're going to like we're going to the school, right? And I'm so scared. I'm so scared that the story for the school is gonna be like we're not just a student, we're actually like one of the founding fathers of the school. I remember Genazad talked about it. Genazad's like, yeah, we're gonna find out we're like Albus Dumbledore, and we're like we made the school or something, and they're gonna glaze the rover more. I was like, oh god, please no, please don't do that. Oh, bro. There we go. Yeah, the fight against Evil for Release was really fun. I kind of wish, like, I know it makes sense in the story, but I kind of wish the Threnodian had a different form, right? I really wanted the Threnodian to be the giant whale or something. We fought like a really sick-looking enemy that used our character's weapons, right? Instead of just like looking like Fleur de Lis, if that makes sense, right? But no, overall though, the fight was fun. Who said what? Who said what about Cheesa being popular? Ah, crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. No. Okay. Hold up. I'm gonna go take a piss, and then we're gonna continue doing this. Alrighty. Let's see, boss recycling. Yeah, I don't understand why they recycled the false sovereign. I think I heard something about somebody mentioning that it's story related, but I'm gonna be honest, I feel like it's just almost lazy. I think I don't like it when devs just shot down like lazy stuff just to be oh, because it's the lore, because it happened in the lore, that's why it makes sense. I think they could have done something different, maybe a new enemy for they could have done a new enemy for Honami and maybe hint at like an actual, like what's really happening with Honami. That could have been nice, right? I think we could have gotten a teaser for like the upcoming enemy types. That could have been done as well. There we go. Bum. Boop. It's just boring, right? Like I want some creativity. Like come on, Kuro. Kuro has some really cool enemy designs and really cool boss mechanics that I think it's just a shame that they decided to redo the False Sovereign. I know it's because of they're busy, right? They're busy with they're busy with preparing for 3.x, but god damn, we could have, right? We could have gotten a new boss. Okay, let's go wait for that to power up. And I actually kind of liked Chisa's story. I know many people didn't. I know many people talk about Chisa's story, about how it's another like Gathering Vibes story, but I think it was done a slightly more tastefully, right? Also, I don't think Chisa is like the full like Gathering Vibes part either. I think yeah. I think it was more because Chisa was like alone. Her friend died. She saw us more as like a companion. I think that was nice. I think it was nice that that Chisa was done more in like a companion way. And then all the anime, like no, outside of all the anime moments, right? Like the whole flower or sakura blossoms in your hair, the whole pink filter, right? I feel like that was done more for just like the sake of, hey guys, look, it's like an anime. Like, hey guys, look, it's an anime reference. Over like actually seriously being like a love type thing. That's just my take, right? That's just my take. No, please don't kill me. Please don't. God forbid we can't do references. Unfortunately, I know some people, and I Gotcha Smack as well. Like Gotcha Smack mentioned how there was a lot of exposition at the beginning of Chisa's quest, but in that scenario, you kind of need it. And it's the same thing with Enfield. A lot of people say like they info dump a lot about like a lot of exposition dumping for Enfield as well, but in the certain setting you're in, I think it kind of warrants the exposition dump, just because the rover is just got dumped into this new area and he doesn't know where he is, he doesn't know what's happening, he's so confused, and I think that getting dumped with exposition is warranted, right? Now, if it was something like Rina Sita or Septimum, where like you don't really need that exposition, then that would be more concerning. But you know, you got literally pulled into a place with like fake people, and the only person you know in this area is like, hey, follow me if you want to live, right? And yeah, It's mostly just like how much they shoehorned in. Yeah, I understood Chisa's story from beginning to end as well. It was just like, though you don't know anything about Honami, you don't know anything about Star Torch Academy. What's up? And yeah, they really tried just putting in as much information as they can for the rover to understand. And I think that's the main part. It's for the rover to understand what is happening. We'll do something like that. For some reason, these enemies are really strong. Oh. Oh. Oh, come on. Now, I hope when we get to Star Torch Academy, at the start of 3.x, they explain to us how Star Torch Academy works. Who are like the leaders, like who are like the main heads, right? Every character. Let us know every character that's important. Let us know every important tidbit, every important fact about Star Torch Academy, right? Let us know who is like what's happening, who's the enemy. I don't want any like dumb shoehorns, right? I really don't like in a story when they're like, hey guys, this main enemy that we're going to introduce at the end of this quest is actually been the main enemy this entire time, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, the drip market is fantastic. Like Linnae and Mornay, they have very good designs. I hope Star Torch Academy is urban. For what we've seen of Honami, I love Honami. I love the urban environment. I'm sick and tired of the fantasy setting in Wuwa. I'm sick and tired of the fantasy setting in gacha games. That's another reason why I really like Arknights Endfield, is the whole urban environment. Looks good. I really hope... Wait, what the fuck? I really hope... Man, y'all, I'm really struggling with this part. Do I have to build something? Maybe I have to build something. Maybe I'm missing a thing. Oh yeah, she's fusion. Yeah, Mornay's fusion. Ooh, I might need this. I gotta log in. I get my talking. I might just have to upgrade my. Ooh, I get a beam. Ooh. I might just have to unlock some of the new turrets before I do this. Yeah, I might just do that. I might just do that before we're challenging this, because the weapons I have on my stuff right now are just like the basic ones. But yeah, I think one thing that Wuwa has a slight struggle of is trying to like make sure all the side characters are introduced to the role properly, instead of like waiting until their banner, right? And then they get introduced in the story and then they go away. I mean, that's something that's always been an issue with these mainline gacha games, is that the rate up character is present in the story for their patch, and these just disappear. And that needs to be fixed. That needs to be something that Kuro does in regards to the story. Don't just make your character come back at the end of the patch and everyone's like, oh my god guys, Avengers moment. It's so cool, the Avengers Endgame moment. You gotta earn it, right? Yeah, they tend to listen, but at the same time, I feel like they listen less to EN. I think they listen more to JP and Korean, because I think Kuro, it's just an unfortunate bit that we have like the vocal minority right? The people who are like, these characters are gay, or they're like, these characters should not interact with each other. This is not how the characters works. The reason I say crazy stuff, right? The loud vocal, the vocal minority of Wuwa that plague like Genshin communities, like they bring up drama, they try rage baiting like other game communities, they bring down other game communities. I think Kuro just doesn't care about EN. Like, even though it's only a small fraction. Ooh, I can just do like 4 of those. I can level up and then finally do the story. I think it's gotten to the point where Kuro just might not care, to be honest. I mean, I wouldn't too. Like, if I just see the shit that EN gacha community has done, like in the gacha community in general, Genshin, Wuwa, Honkai Star Rail, I would not care either, dude. Like please get some help. I'll just be like, damn, bro, what's wrong with you guys? No, but it's still good. It's still good that they listen, right? Very rarely do you have a dev that's actually like, hey, we heard your guys' complaints. We'll do this thing. And sometimes it feels like, and then with other game devs, they just don't care. They'll just make a game, and then players like, hey, like Stella Sora. Oh my god, Stella Sora? Oh! Stella Sora's like, hey, devs, Yostar, why did you do this? And then Yostar's like, just silent, not saying a single word. Damn, like Yostar is terrible. With their whole management, and I mean, with the recent Arknights debacle, oh, it's bad. It's bad. Like Stella Sora was already like a shit show, but then recently in Arknights, they have a rerun. It's a rerun event for Obianis. A character is really good, and one, they got his event wrong. Like the name for his event is just wrong. Which is so weird because it's a rerun. They just have to use the same name for the original event. But then on his banner, they took out 3 characters, 3 standard banners, or no, they took out 3 characters from his banner that you can lose your 50/50 to, right? And put them in the kernel banner, which is a very different banner. I don't know how much you actually need. I don't know if you actually know like kernel banners and stuff, right? But they were supposed to remove like 4 characters from this dude's banner, and they didn't do that. So you have people in the Discord being like, "Hey, I lost to this character. I think I said they were not going to be in the banner," and Yostar is silent. And like, it's so bad, right? So, yeah. As much as I like shitting on Withered Waves, at least Kuro listens, right? That's better than anything that like Yostar can do. Even Arknights Endfield. Arknights Endfield, we also have some. Hypergrip is listening to the players like pretty good, in a reasonable aspect, because like they really want the base building to be in the game, right? And that was like one of the big complaints about Endfield is that one of the big complaints of Endfield initially was like, damn bro, the base building looks a lot. I don't know if I'm gonna do this. And then Yostar's like, okay, we'll add blueprints, right? But then unfortunately, like recently with I think when they initially made blueprints, some of like the elitists, the elitist players are like, oh man, you're catering to the casuals. Why can't Hypergrip just have some balls and make a game meant for the niche player base? I'm like, dude, why are you like this? Just why? Like I think the blueprints are good, especially with how they've done it, where the player actually has to interact with the base building mechanics initially to learn what to do, and then you unlock blueprints, right? I think they've done it pretty well to try to make this game niche, while also not making it too niche. right? Because that's the thing. You can have a game be niche, but then when it gets too niche, that's when players will start being like, I don't know if I want to play this game. Yeah. I know of like Honkai Star Rail when Hoyoverse added like a skip button. A decent minority were like, man, now we're gonna have even more lore skippers. People, it's like, oh, people are gonna skip the lore. They're gonna talk about the lore, and make it seem like they know what they're doing, but they're actually, like, all they're doing is actually just skipping story. I feel like in that aspect, is like people who are gonna skip story, they were not gonna care about the lore anyways, and people who talk about the lore, they're actually gonna, read the lore. Yeah, they added a skip button. Yeah, they added a skip button in Honkai Star Rail. Actually, it's done really well. Like, you can skip it, and then it gives you a mini summary, similar to Arknights. But then they did something that I was not expecting, and that you can actually you can like go back and read it. They added like an archive for you to like read previous stories, and it's done really well. Like, oh my god, it's done well. Like they do like the whole dialogues and stuff, and you can see which character. What's that do? You can see like the dialogue options. You can see where they are, the cutscenes. It's done pretty well. Way better than what I was expecting. And honestly, it's done a little bit better than WoW, because WoW does not have an archive. You can't look at like past cutscenes and stuff in WoW, which feels like such a waste. I don't know why we can't watch like cutscenes in WoW. You can only look at like pictures. There's only like little pictures or whatever. I'm like, why, what? Like, dude, I want to watch cutscenes. I don't want to watch pictures. What are you doing? This goes here. I am missing something. What am I missing? What am I missing? Yeah, the dialogue archive still exists, but I think with the being able to see the actual scene itself, and you're not just reading through logs, makes it a little bit better. That's what I had to do. Because all you're doing is just looking at logs. It's like you're just reading the script. When you look at the archive for the dialogue archive for Wuthering Waves, and I'd rather have something on my screen than just read text, just read a script. Oh yay, that was my 6. Okay, now we're getting to story. Actually, we'll finish this puzzle room first because I already started it. Then we'll continue the story. Yeah, I think like an Enfield has a skip button as well. I actually haven't used it. I don't know if they do a summary. I hope they do a summary for Enfield. I just don't know because I'm planning on reading all the story in this beta and then going on to launch and just skipping the story on launch, because this is probably the finalized story. Because like launch is like a couple months away. Hey bro, who the hell are you? Like sometimes, like me personally, I like having a summary because like sometimes you're doing a story and you can kind of tell that it's kind of just like filler, right? Just like filler text. And that's when I think a skip button is nice with summary. How am I doing? What am I doing? That did something. Okay, that's I should have been paying attention. Middle. That did nothing. That did the bottom. No, that what? So counterclockwise. Oh, okay. Actually, I'm not dumb. I'm not dumb. I know what to do. I've played my Honkai Star Rail compass puzzles. I know what to do. Alrighty. Yay. Oh shit. Alrighty. They kind of do like the whole world level thing a little bit weird. It's not like different segments compared to like an even number. Oh, is it the one like Enforius? The one in Enforius with like what is it? It's like the copying one, right? Like the little, like you do a move and it copies your move type thing. I remember doing that. That one, that was that one gets rough. That one gets rough after a few of them. She can just. I'm gonna be a smart man. I cannot jump. Okay. Oh, never mind. It's over. Yeah, some of the Star Rail puzzles are pretty bad. Like which one? There's like that one where like you combine the shapes, right? Oh, those are bad. Oh, there was a TP here. Yay, story.
私もバッチリだよ。今なら一発でアンゲロス10匹くらいいけるかも。タタはどう？元気いっぱいかな？
And I mentioned it earlier, but
では行きましょう。
I'll probably be pretty quiet. I'll probably be pretty quiet for these story segments, just because I get my immersion. Yeah, we gotta lock it.
もうすぐで山道を抜けられます。その先は工業団の家族が暮らす居住地になっています。今の状況はわかりませんが、みんなもしもし？もしもし、聞こえてる？管理人、久しぶり。調子どう？いい感じ？まあ、タイミングバッチリってことね。ちょっとタタの使い方について話しときたいことがあるんだけど。
お、タタって呼んでるね。うんうん。やっぱりタタって可愛いもんね。
あんたの真似しただけ。そんなことよりタタについてね。前の使い方は微妙だったけど、正直デー データとしてはいいものが取れてたんだ。だからメンテの時にパラメーターを調整してアップグレードしといたよ。つまりこれで侵食コアのスキャンも問題なし。でもまだ赤ちゃんなんだからね。ちゃんと気をつけて使ってよ。
よーし、これで侵食のせいで進めないってのはなくなったってことだよね。
そんな簡単な話じゃないんだからね。安全面も考慮してエネルギーのロスを防いでってなったら、実験エリアでやったみたいに協約通信電波塔につないでエリア全体の侵食コアをスキャンしなきゃなんだし。
確かこの先の鉱山エリアにも電波塔があったはず。
ああ、それ言おうと思ってた話。とにかくタタのことは本当に大事にしてよ。
安心して、タダのことはちゃんと守るから。出発する前にこの先の地図を確認しておきましょう。
There is English voice acting. I
私た
don't
ちが
think
今
it's
いる場
that
所は
great.
工業団の鉱山エリアにつながっています。
Just from like the rough like short listening I've done.
鉱山エリアは
To like with like other other content creators like playing through the story in English. So that's why I have mine on
20
JP.
年前のことが原因で使われなくなってしまいました。南は居住地になっていて、作業員の家族が住んでいます。分かれ道の両側には旧鉱区と物流区があります。かつては4号谷地におけるオリジニウム鉱物の多くがこの鉱区で採掘され、副産物は実験エリアでも使用されていました。一方、物流区は鉱物の重要な輸送ルートとして使われていました。貨物輸送道路も早い段階で作られ、旧鉱区と物流区の間には時代ゆりかごと呼ばれる場所があります。工業団によって隔離エリアとされていて、災害の傷跡が今でも残されています。そこを抜けてしばらく進めばエネルギー高地に到着します。
Hey, no, I'm a giga weeb, and I like my Japanese voice acting. Not gonna lie.
ただご機嫌だね。機能のアップグレードってやつ嬉しかったのかな。わかるわかる。私も新しい憲法を覚えた時とか強い相手と手合わせしたくなるもんね。もちろん。ただ結構いろんな顔するんだよね。また一緒に旅ができて嬉しいだよね。ついでに今のペリカはもう十分でしょ、早く行きましょうって顔だね。
I think my biggest complaint with the story is the fact that the administrator doesn't talk. I think this is a story where the administrator, where the main character, can actually become a character, like I mentioned earlier, but have them talk. There are a couple moments in the story where the administrator talks, and I really like her voice. I really like the female administrator's voice, in the story, and I just think this type of story, it doesn't have to be self-inserting, and it barely feels self-inserting, right? Like what I mentioned earlier, the whole characters, or how the administrator built up this whole company with his friends, their friends, and yeah, it feels like the administrator can be an actual character. So we could have like actual voice acting. Anyway, they paid for her voice actress to actually have a voice. Might as well have her voice acting, right? Yeah, it's old. I understand it's for the self-insert community, but come on. And then sometimes in the story they'll actually speak, right?
アンカーすごい数だね。こんな風になるの北部だけだと思ってたよ。アンカー
Oh, it looks gorgeous.
フィオナ、この先のスキャン結果を教えて。特にアンゲロスの群れの分布状況を。
了解。ちょっと待ってね。あれ、このデータ、これしかアンゲロスがいないなんて。
どういうこと？
中枢基地はたった一つのアンカーであれほどの被害を受けた。ここにあるアンカーは3つ。けれどアンゲロスの数はわずか。管理に少し慎重に進む必要がありそうです。
この先どうなっちゃってるんだろう。
物流区にある道はアンカーで進めなくなっちゃったから、エネルギー高地に向かう別ルートを探さなきゃだね。工業団の記録によると、時代ゆりかごのロープでエネルギー高地まで行けるみたいなんだけど、もう20年も使われてないから。
時代ゆりかご。かつて管理人が。
エンドフィールドの方でしょうか？
ええ。もしかして何かあったのですか？
私、アリアと言います。物資を取りに来たのですが、ランドブレーカーがたくさんいて、そうしたら老軍のランドブレーカーさんが助けてくれたんです。でもあまりにも敵が多く、人を助けるランドブレーカーってことは。
そうね。もう心配いりません。
はい、あちらのリフトの先です。戦闘ではお役に立てませんが、この辺のことはよく知っています。居住地に戻って応援を呼んできますから。
ええ。まずは救助に向かいましょう。
Another thing that I really like are the NPCs. The NPCs look great. They don't have the slap-on texture that like Honkai Star Rail NPCs have, right? That is one of the big problems that Honkai Star Rail struggles with. And even in like Genshin Impact, and a little bit of Withering Waves, just a little bit. With a lot of NPCs you meet, they have like slapped-on textures. They don't have like real clothing on them, right? And yeah, the NPCs, the side characters, and like basically all the gacha characters, they look fantastic.
このリフト、こんなとこにもあるんだね。
道が整備される前に使われていたみたいね。問題なく動いてくれて
You
助
know,
かったわ。
I haven't mentioned it yet, but the fact that your entire party is with you is really cool.
老軍で任務
I
に
like
当たってい
walking
るのは
around and seeing my
ウル
entire
フガード
party,
だけのはず。
like running
あの
around
アンカー
and
についても
interacting.
何か情報を掴んでいたらいいのだけれど。
It makes me kind of go back to my
手がかりがあるかもしれません。
to my JRPG roots and like want to play the story with the main cast as much as possible, right?
足跡をたどってみましょう。
And I was doing
まだ
that.
そう遠くには行っていないはず。追いつけます。
I was doing that for quite a while with a party consisted of the administrator Perlica and Chen, right? But then I really like Arklight. And I really like Ardelia or Ea Fiala. I really like these two characters a lot. They're really fun. So unfortunately I'm benching Chen for a little bit, but it's fun. It's very satisfying to do the story and getting that full immersion, right? With your the characters, and they're talking to each other in the story, and they're jumping in and into the fights. Oh, it's great.
君はここで終わり。
Oh yeah, that's something
見事な連携でした。
something I
勝利
haven't
は必然で
mentioned
す。
yet.
大地が受け入れてくれますように。
From just the
こんなとこ
beta,
ろで止められるわけにはい
from
きま
just
せ
the
ん。
beta at the beginning, you can get so you can get 40 standard banner pulls as you level up. I wouldn't care about these two. At level 8, you get one multi, which I think is possible, like really quickly at the beginning of the game. Or you get 10, yeah, you get 10, you get multi at the beginning. You get a weapon banner for AF Yala. You get 10 pull for AF Yala's weapon banner. I don't recall how fast I got these, but then there's also a story event that for the beginner banner, which unfortunately I don't have anymore. But there's a beginner banner where you do 50 pulls. No, is it 40? It might be 40. It's either 40 or 50 pulls in the beginner banner, and you get a random SSR based with these casted characters, and it's a special ticket just for that banner. So it's not like other gachas where they are standard tickets, so you don't have to worry about using standard tickets and wasting or potentially what's the word, like slowing down your selector. And that's not the word, but it potentially can, you know, make it so you don't get your 300 pull selector as quickly, right? That in like other gacha games. While in Arknights Endfield, because the beginner banner use a very specific beginner banner summon currency, you can just use it and not have to worry, right? So I've done about 100 pulls, I think, about 100 pulls total, and that's 50 on this banner, 50 on 50 on the standard banner, and then like about 40 or 50 on the beginner banner. Yeah. On launch, if it's anything like the beta, if you're interested in rerolling, after the tutorial, you're able to get 10 pulls in the mail. I think that's the pre-registration rewards. Ooh, cutscene. We'll watch this first.
つまんない。まったく。ぼーっとしないでよ。もう終わったんだから。そこの人、さっさと食料運んで。そっちはゆえ先生に薬のこと伝えて。あんたは怪我人を担いでって。あんたたちは。ペリカ姉さん、もう来てたなんて。待って。この人って。管理人、なんでここに？ん？知り合い？アリア、老軍の人って言ってなかった？なんかちびっこだけど。
She's cute. I know, the expression's really good.
ちびっこ？あたしの名前はロッシーナ・ウルフパール・ルピーノ。老軍のエリートで将来は老王の右腕になるんだからね。覚えといてよ。
I like her. She's cute.
ロッシはウルフガードの妹で老軍の一員です。長期的に協力関係を結んでいて、普段は老軍で事務仕事をしているんですよ。
全部あの頼りないお兄ちゃんのせいなんだから。老軍のことは全然だし、面倒なことはいっつも私が。管理人、ごめんなさい。うちのお兄ちゃんいつも迷惑かけてますよね。まったく、次やったらただじゃおかないんだから。
作業員を助けてくれてありがとう、ロッシー。でもどうしてここに？老軍には依頼していなかったと思うけれど。
それはちょっと用事があったの。そう、お兄ちゃんを探してて。 行動隊 Z7 の人からお兄ちゃんが4号谷地にいるって聞いて、それに管理人もここにいるって聞いたから。管理人が目を覚まされたって聞いて、こっそりじゃなくてご挨拶しなきゃって思って。でも困ってる人がいたからルピーノ家として放っておくわけにもいかなかったし。私管理人に聞きたいことがたくさんあって。でも管理人、本当に記憶がなくなっちゃったんですか？じゃあ伝説の話も覚えていないんですか？タロ2のオーロラは管理人が100年前に使ったアーツの名残だって話。これはタロ5が爆発したのは管理人が懲役に投げ入れたからだって。これはどうですか？管理人が一人で地下に潜って一撃で2000個のアンカーを破壊して地面に大穴を開けたっていう噂も本当かどうか確認できないんですか？そんなってことは伝説はいえそんな。でも管理人が無事だったってことが一番ですから。
ロッシ、管理人の話は後にして今の状況について教えてもらえる？
ああ、はい。アンカーが墜落するのが見えて急いでここに来たの。ちょうど工業団の人に会ったから一緒に居住地に向かって。そしたら物資を取りに行った作業員が戻ってないって言うし、心配になって探しに来て。でこの通りここの人たち全然人手が足りないって忙しそうにしてたから、みんなが来たって分かったら安心すると思うよ。
鉱山エリアの全体的な状況については知っている？アンゲロスが少なすぎて何かがあったとしか。
私が来た時にはもうめちゃくちゃになってて、アンゲロスのことは何にもわかんないや。でも診療所に救助隊の何だったかな、アルファスって名前だったはず。旧航区の調査隊だって言ってたからいろいろ知ってるかも。ちょうど作業員たちと荷物運ぼうとしてたから一緒に居住地まで行かない？
助かるわ、ありがとう。
Man, I can already see it. I can already see Gotcha Smack being like, oh my god, guys, it's another one of these. It's another one of these characters that loves. Well, that's nice. That loves the main character. At first I thought they were gonna do the. At first I thought they were gonna do the Woo-Wah Rover Glaze, and I was like, damn, they heard me talking smack. But I think that was just fake. I think Kofi, I think those were just stories told about us. I don't think they was actually serious. At first I was like, damn, we did that shit? Fuck. Man, I was just talking mad smack about the Rover, and they're gonna pull that out? But, I think considering she's a kid, I think those are just stories told about the administrator to her, right? Unless, yeah, I'll go with that. But he really got scared there. Not gonna lie. I was like, oh no. I was like, damn, they got my ass. They got my ass so quick.
キャトロ、私のこと何か言ってた？何話したのかちょっと気になっただけ。管理人に変に思われたくないし。全然、そもそもあんま話さないし。
Yeah, you're right.
ここ、航空の診療所。 皆さん戻られたんですね。
Actually, I really like her outfit. Her outfit is reminiscent of Suzerain in Arknights. It's very nice. Hold up. Hold up. Suzerain. Yeah, it's pretty close. That's nice. That's very nice.
管理人のおかげだよ。
Man, it's not good. I already have so many like characters I want to pull for, just because I like love. I love like all the Arknights characters, and like I want Angelina, or I want Gilberta in Enfield. I want Searcher, no Levatine. I want Heliger, Pogranik. I don't even know if that's how you like pronounce his name. Like AFEL is free. Thank God. Thank God AFEL is free. We're pretty sure she's free. Hopefully she's free on live.
ユエ先生はここに来て長いですから。大丈夫と言ってくれる先生のことを、先生は診療所の中です。私はここで看護師さんのお手伝いをしようと思います。じゃあここは任せたよ。じゃあ中で話を聞いてみたらいいんじゃない？
ええ、わかったわ。それぞれで動くことにしましょう。
じゃあペリカ姉さん、ジェン姉さん、管理人もまた後で。
Which all blue girl? This one? This one? Yeah, there's like Last Right. There's Saihi. Right. Yeah. I like Last Right. My biggest gripe with her though is that it's how they tie her in with the Arknights lore. She's supposed to be part of a race that's like all about like death and sacrifice. She's part. I don't even know. They might mention it. Let's see. I mentioned it a little bit here of Sesqua. Oh well, but yeah, like I'm personally not the biggest fan of how she's supposed to be part of that race, but I also know that even though she's part of the race, she's the outlier. Like she's like the outlier of her race, which is kind of fine. Yeah. She did spark quite a lot of controversy because of her design. Arknights, Hypergriff usually has really good design for like practicality, right? They don't really go full-on fan service. It has like good practical. They have good like practical designs for their characters. But unfortunately for her, I think they went a little too crazy, and no, original Arknights player, me included, a little bit. We were like, it's just a little off, a little off.
ああ、あなたたちがエンドフィールドか。ここに来たってことは、他のところは落ち着いたんだな。
そうですが、あの空の裂け目が消えない限り油断はできません。
超域の裂け目か。ここも状況は厳しいままだ。まとめているとは言っても、たかが医者がやっている時点で察してくれ。やれることは限られているが、手伝えることがあれば遠慮なく言ってほしい。2階の奥にいるよ。傷はそこまで深くないが、落ち着いてきたところだ。無理はさせないでくれ。
ええ、わかりました。
Oh yeah, they've done a very good job with making 3D designs. I love the fact that the administrator has a little sweater, right? She has a little fluffy sweater. That's fantastic. I like how Perlica has like the jacket, right? Her little dress. I like how Arklight looks cool as hell, right? Arklight having the what's the word? Like the baggy pants, or jacket. It's really cool. Oh, God, she's sick. Aofiala having her like a little mix between her Arknights, like regular Aofiala design and her Aya altar design, right? Chen looks great. I love Chen. Chen's goofy. God. Yeah, great designs. They're one of the probably, if not the best, maybe the best designs ever. Which one? Yeah. This is Aya Fiala, or Ardelia. She's also from regular Arknights. And she's a little healing type character. And she summons a big ass sheep. She's actually really cool. Like one of my favorite parts are the texture. Right, I already mentioned that the administrator has like the spider design. But when you look at the pan, not only is his like fur like furry, right? And then you have his like leather jacket looks like leather. It looks like legitimate leather. You can see like the tiny little I don't even know what to call it. Like, you know how leather looks, right? It has that like texture to it. It's fantastic. They did a very, very good job with 3D designs. We have Antal, which he's 12F from regular Arknights. Really cool. No, really nice jacket. He's a 4-star, right? The Wolf Guard looks really sick. Oh, like I like how his like scar or like tattoo thing is actually like part of his powers, right? He has scars around. He uses guns. He looks cool as hell. He has a tail. This guy is new. His name's Alesh. No, he's supposed to be like a fisherman type character. He's a raccoon. No, he's missing an eye. I like his fishing rod. I love the fact that he has a fishing rod for his like his abilities. Right? It's cool. Has good personality. Other 4-stars. We have Akikuri, which is a Tanuki. I think. Oh no, she's not Tanuki. She's an Inu. Yeah, she's a dog. Yeah, she's a Shiba Inu. She's cute, right? Very simple, very nice texture designs for a 4-star character. We'll cover Fluorite later because everybody loves Fluorite. But this is Estella. She's a sleepy girl. She's sleepy. She's cute. She's a cat. Little sleepy cat. It's very lazy, right? Her laziness also appears in like her abilities as well in her animations. You have Catcher. Dog? I think is Catcher also a dog? Yeah. Pero. Yeah, dog? Hold up. Okay, yeah, I think so. But yeah. Catcher's cool. He looks like a main character. Honestly, Catcher has that like main character energy. I love how he has a shield. He has like a shield and a great sword. He's cool as hell. Has like the armor pieces here and there. Very knight-like. It just feels like a main character. He's like he looks like a character I would expect to see in like a manga, right? Like cool. And then Fluorite. Everyone's favorite. Everyone's favorite 4-star. She looks like Ubel from Viren. She's hot. She's not lazy, but she does radiate that like arrogant energy. And she's an alligator? Or she a snake? She a snake or I think she's a she a snake? Which one are you? She might be a snake or a lizard, some type of like scaly type. Yeah, I think she might be a lizard. On Arknights Wiki, they just called it an ancient race. Oh well. Oh yeah, serpents. Yeah, serpents. Yes, she's based on a serpent. She's cool. I'll probably level her up once the real game comes out. And there's a really cool thing that people discovered with her recently. It was going around on Twitter. Let's see if I can reenact it. So if we look at her for a a little while. Maybe it was with the camera. Yeah, I might have to do the camera. It's time to goon. Is it the camera? Oh, come on. Now that I'm trying to look at it, she's not going to do it. There's an animation that plays if you try to look at, like, her back. Right? Ah, there we go. Ah, fantastic. She's fantastic. Right? I like that a lot. I like these little animation Easter eggs. Right? That's a nice layer of creativity from the developers. Yeah, you gotta play the game now, aren't you? Oh, it's fantastic. I love her. I'll probably level her up. Probably level her up later down the line. As like a second team or something. But yeah. Fantastic. Okay, back to the story. Back to the story. Let's stop gooning.
あなたが救助隊のアルファスさん？
俺のせいだ。全部俺のせいだ。
Oh, I forgot to show you the other characters. I forgot to show you the other 6-star characters and 5-star characters. No, this is shot great. I know I said I wasn't going to talk during story, but this is shot fantastic.
誰も助からなかった。俺のせいだ。俺が時代ゆりかごに行きたいなんて言ったから。
自分を責めないでください。先に起こることを全て予想するなんてできないのだから。
でもおかしかったんだ。アンカーから出てきたアンゲロスは全部時代ゆりかごに向かってた。
だからこの辺はアンゲロス少なかったんだ。
俺は早々にアンゲロスにやられて仲間と先には進めなかった。それで最初にパレス派が出た時、みんなはそれにパレス派がだんだん広がってきて、俺は一人でひたすら逃げることしか。
戻ってこられて本当よかったよ。それに今の情報で助かる人もいるはずだしさ。
でも俺は何も。
まずは怪我を治すことに専念してください。あなたの力が絶対に必要になりますから。
そうか。それに仲間の死を絶対に無駄にはできない。
パレス波を出すアンカー、データベースにはそういった記録はなかったはず。
あとさ、アルファスが言ってたあの女って。
ネファリス、本当にアンカーの落下地点まで制御できるのなら、どうしてわざわざ3つもここに。
もしもし、ペリカ姉さん聞こえる？
ええ、聞こえているわ。
調査隊が戻ったんだけど、珍しいものを持って帰ってきてたの。でも戻ってきたのは1人だけ。
分かったわ。フィオナが位置情報を送ってくれたからすぐに向かう。
Well, if you're interested in the story more, I highly recommend either looking up some other person's playthrough, or honestly just watch my VOD in the past couple days. I just stayed silent. This is actually the first time I'm actually speaking in a stream to like a chatter. Initially, I went into Enfield with a mic, but then I was like, no, I'll just do story. It'll just be a chill stream. But you can like watch the VOD if you're interested in the story. And I didn't skip any of the story. There are moments though, probably like an hour or two in each like VOD where I'm like building or doing side quests. But you can skip that, right? When I'm doing the story for Endfield, it's like a pretty big chunk of the stream where I'm just purely doing story. So if you're interested in how the story starts, you can look at my VOD or just watch somebody else's gameplay. I don't know how good like other people's playthroughs are. I know some people just include cutscenes, some people include only dialogue, right? Yeah, of course. No, I was just saying. I was gonna mention. If you really want the best progression on launch, and because the story, this is probably the finalized story, right, that we're gonna get on launch. The best way to really play on launch, if you really want to make your time worth, because there's so much to do in Endfield. If you watch like my first VOD, it took me quite a while before I unlocked like my energy using thing, like my daily energy. It took me quite a while, mostly because I got sidetracked and stuff. But I would still say it took way longer compared to other gacha games. You unlock mechanics that really matter in the game, like later, right? Like I already mentioned before. So if you want to skip story, to try to make that day 1 or day 2 experience worth it, and if you are rerolling, if you do plan on rerolling, it just makes your life easier. Of course, if you don't want to, you don't have to. You can always just play the game, read through the story. Me personally, I want the best like day 1 experience, especially seeing how much there is to do in this game compared to like typical gacha game like starts. That's why I would recommend trying to like at least maybe watch the beginning just to just so you don't have to read through all the story, because they shove a lot of lore into your face. But yeah.
パルス波のせいで動ける時間は20分に制限されていましたから、主な任務は危険な場所の確認となのについ焦って。
I mentioned 3 hours, but I would say if you were to skip story, I think you can start really getting into the meat and potatoes of Enfield in like maybe 2, right? Depending on how little you are getting distracted. But if you're reading the story, if you are really reading through the story and trying to take in all of it, it'll probably take you about probably 3 to 4 hours, depending on if they do change the story, depending on how fast to read, depending if you actually listen through everything, right? And again, if you don't get distracted. They do Enfield does a really good job of showing you a piece of candy. You're like, ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, I can do this other thing. Ooh, it's another thing. Ooh, what's this shiny thing? Ooh, a chest. Right? They have that quite a bit.
だから何かでも近づこうとした時に
パルス波で怪我しなかったってこと？ロイル、見せてあげてよ。それがポイントなんだから。
これです。あの時はとにかく必死でそばにあった枝を無我夢中で掴んで。
オリジニウム構造の枝。
この枝が光ったと思ったら周りも光って、はっきり見たわけじゃないんですけど。
本当？ならそれ使えばアンカーもさ。
残念だけれど、この枝はもう使えないみたいね。
逃げている途中、パルス波で道が崩れて戻ってこられたのは僕でも、みんなは生きていると思うんです。他の枝を見つけているかもしれません。管理人さん、お願いします。
気持ちはわかるけれど、まずはパルス波の対策方法を見つけなければいけません。それにこのオリジニウムの枝、普通では考えられない。管理人はまだ記憶が戻っていませんし、詳し
そうだ、似たような枝ならこの居住地にもあるはずです。
お？それ使えばアンカーに近づけるかもだよね。
居住地の高台にオリジニウムツリーの苗木があるんです。ジェンナーばあちゃんが20年ずっと世話し続けてますから。
時間がありません。急いでジェンナーさんに話を聞きに行きましょう。
じゃあ私はロイルをユウ先生のとこに連れて行くね。
頼みます。どうか仲間を助け出してください。
Honestly, getting distracted in Enfield is way easier because you got the base building. And I messed up so much on the first day. I'm definitely not gonna do this in the launch of the game. You unlock so initially you unlock this thing to mine ore, right? And it mines ore without a power source, but you have to go back and manually collect it. And then I shit you not, like 5-6 hours in, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start building. I went around the world and I was like, oh, I'm gonna put this mine here, I'm gonna mine this, mine that. And then like not even like 30 minutes to an hour later, I unlocked this one, which you can connect to a power source and it automatically mines, and it automatically puts the resources into your base inventory. So I was like, dude, I spent like 30 minutes to an hour setting up this whole thing just for the game to be like, oh yeah, there's an easier one. You just gotta get this. And I was like, god damn it. So that's another reason why I think day one, like if you really care about day one gacha experience, which I do, right? I care quite a bit about having a day one account, a good day one account as well. That's why I try to re-roll as like with a reasonable pace, and try to get at least a decent account at the beginning. I think re-rolling in Enfield will take about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how long you take in the tutorial. I also haven't tested what you can skip in the tutorial, so who knows.
これはね、小さな記念のようなものさ。まだ幼いからね。若い子たちはこの木を見に来ることもなくなったんだ。はじめまして。私はジェンナーだよ。苗木を世話しているただの年寄りだ。
この苗木はもしかして。
歴史はもう年寄りの記憶の中だけになっちまったね。あそこには昔それは大きなオリジニウムツリーがあったんだ。うっすら光る幹がしっかり大地に根を下ろして、それを植えてくれた人が言っていたよ。私たちはその大樹を頼りに生きて戦って、そして根からはオリジニウム鉱脈を見つけて拠点を築いていったんだ。でも最後には壊すことを選んでしまった。あの日、黒いアンゲロス、アスタロンがヤチを襲った。ねじれた無数の体が絡んで。
そんなアンゲロスいるんだ。
最終的に人々は勝利した。でも引き換えに全てを失ったんだ。オリジニウムツリーの破片はアスタロンのコアを貫いた。巨大な幹は空洞となり、砕けたアスタロンは眠りについて、当時の鉱夫たちは今でも心配しているんだよ。どこからか呼び声が響いて、真っ黒なアスタロンが土の中からよみがえり、砕けた体がつながって、
つまりあのアンカーの下に巨大なアンゲロスいるってこと？
もしそうだとしたら空の裂け目どころではなくなる。そのアンゲロスだけで4号ヤチが壊滅するかもしれない。
だから私たちはずっとこの苗木を見守ってきたんだよ。いくつか残っていたオリジニウムツリーの破片のうち、これだけが生き残った。きっとこの苗木が私たちをもう一度救ってくれる。
君たちを守ってくれるよ。いつかここが君たちの新しい家になるんだ。
管理人、どうしましたか？大丈夫ですか？管理人、顔色が。一体どうしたのですか？動き出しています。
アンゲロスだ。なんでこんなたくさん。
悪い予感がする。もう時間がない。アンゲロスだろうとパルス派だろうと、この地を一瞬で消し去りかねない。
ああ、こんな景色を見るのは一体何年ぶりか。それにオリジニウムツリーを植えたあの人にもずっとお会いしていないね。
Hold up, I'm gonna take a screenshot because that looks really cool. That's a really good shot. Okay.
ここのみんななら大丈夫です。私たちは行きましょう、管理人。
Okay, like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, the story is getting a little bit more exciting because that reminds me a lot of regular Arknights. I think that wasn't us. I don't think that was the administrator. They say the administrator planted this seed. I don't think it was us. I think somebody might have given it to us. Who knows? Because that was a question mark. There was question marks. It wasn't us, right? I could be wrong, but goddamn, that already reminds me of like Teresa and some Arknights, like regular Arknights writing. Yeah, that was pretty good. Let's see what you say. Yeah, when it comes to free characters, you can basically you get Administrator for free, Horlica for free, Chen for free, and they're pretty good, honestly. The administrators are actually a good unit, and fun. Same with Perlica. All three of these units are good. When it comes to launch rewards, you get a character named Snowshine, which Snowshine is Aurora from regular Arknights. Unfortunately, I don't have her. And unfortunately, they don't show her in. I haven't found an archive for stuff yet. And I also can't show you a picture of Snowshine, but she's free. And then if it's anything like the beta, then you're gonna get Aya Fiala for free as well from just login, from 3 days login. You get Aya Fiala or Ardelia, and you get her weapon on day 10, right? Hopefully it's the same. It'll be understandable if this is the beta thing, but if they really wanted to have a really cool launch, she could be a like login reward type thing, and no, a free 6-star for everybody. That'd be nice. And then other characters, it's super easy to get your 4 stars, right? You can get Catcher, Estella, Florite, Akaguri, and Anto. Really easy. There's 4 stars. You're always gonna pull 4 stars. This isn't like Honkai Star Rail Wuthering Waves where you get weapons, or Genshin Impact where you get weapons. When you pull characters, no, you always get characters when you pull on the character banners, right? So you're gonna easily in the first multi or second multi, you can easily get all the 4 stars. Wolfguard, this guy is also free. You get Wolfguard for free as well. And then I wouldn't be surprised if we get some events where like Shaihi is free. Shaihi is part of Enfield. She's one of the people on the ship of Dejong. She might be free. Yes. So there are character dupes. Oh, that's a terrible example. There are character dupes in the game, but they don't matter. That's another thing I forgot to mention. Everyone talks about the 120, right? The 120 pole debacle. Dupes don't matter in this game. They only give you minor stat increases. Very minor. Very, very minor. It is not like a Honkai Star Rail or Wuthering Waves or Genshin Impact situation where E1, E2 changes the fucking character. E6 makes a support a DPS. E6 makes a healer a DPS. None of that. It is it's the regular Arknights where the effects don't matter that much. Like you can see with, actually Perlica is a bad example. Perlica, because she's free, I think like this 30% crit rate on her ultimate, it's pretty good. But when you look at like a character like Aotheala, right? It's like 10% from using her skill. You get like you said, it's like some like debuffs, right, with her E1 or for her P1. She heals another ally, but then like you can already see in the game, healing doesn't really matter that much, right? So it's not OP. It's just like a little. No, it doesn't completely change the character. That's what I'm trying to get at, right? They're just stat increases. Now the coolest part, straight up, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn about character stats when you P6 them. When you P1, P3, and P5 a character, you get art. You get art for your character, and it's made by an actual artist, right? That's their little handle, their Twitter handle or their whatever handle, right? Right, so you see? And it's unique art that you can see for your characters, and they look good. They're really, really cool art, right? Estella has really, really cute art. It's on your P1, P3, P5, right? You know, you have this really, really cool art for Perlica. It's so nice. It's so nice. But yeah, that's the dupe situation. Again, dupes don't matter. People make it seem like 120 pity is the worst thing ever for gacha games, as if they're about to pull P6 all the time in this game, which you're not, right? Yes, the art goes for everybody, and I think, where is it? I actually haven't looked that deep into like what the hell, where and what I can use my art for. Not there. You can. Okay, I don't know anything about your character profile, but if I were to go back to the Dejang, right, which is your ship, and go to the, oh crap. Okay, I'm in the story currently, and I can't do it. But you have a room here, where you can actually show off your art, and it's like a showroom, and it's like a slideshow of the art you get, and that's nice. Players can also go and visit your ship, and you can show off like things that you've earned. I'll show you later, once I'm done with like this part of the story. But yeah, it's good, right? But yeah, you don't have to pull for dupes. This game is meant to really get money from whales, right? It's a game that's meant to really just destroy wallets of whales. It's meant to make people who have bad gambling control. Like if you have a really bad gambling problem, this game is not for you. But if you're just a normal gacha player that saves your pulls and uses them when it's right, you should. No, it's really fine. It's not. It's kind of like the Honkai Star Rail showroom, but it's different. I wish I could teleport, but I can't. And also another problem is I'm gonna have to end the stream here. As much as I want to continue the story, I have something coming up. I will be back in like a couple hours, and I will stream again. I think I'll stream again to continue this part of the story because I actually really want to do the story. So if you for for both of you guys watching. If you guys want to just, I don't know, I'll probably be live again in a couple hours doing the story, finishing it up. I'll be actively on my mic for, I'll be able to be on my mic for about an hour or two, but then we're gonna start entering when people start sleeping in my house. I'm gonna have to be quiet, so we're gonna revert back to micless. But yeah, I'm gonna have to end the stream here. Thank you, Savvy, for popping up again. It's been a pleasure talking to you again, right? I've been kind of, ever since we last talked, I've been kind of just busy doing animations, right? But then I enter a slump, then Enfield came around, and the Enfield beta came around, and now I really want to make content for this game. I love Arknights. I love Arknights Endfield. I really, really want to make content on this game. Live streaming is fun. It's chill. The story, no, I just like doing the story. And yeah, I plan on making content, so look out for that. Talking to you today was actually pretty fun. I think it made me kind of figure out what I want to talk about in like Arknights video. I'm just gonna do I'm gonna do a massive Arknights Glaze video, and just fucking go in and like what I love about Arknights probably, or what I love about Enfield, and yeah. So see you later if you want to pop up and continue the story. And honestly, you actually tuned in a pretty good spot, because this part of the story doesn't really spoil anything. Like this part of the story doesn't really spoil much. It doesn't spoil like the previous parts of the story. So if you do tune in to this part of the story, you can kind of get a little bit of a head start and kind of skip this part. It's honestly, you could have tuned in like yesterday and could have gotten spoiled on like some stuff probably. But this one's good. No, really good cinematography as well. Good animation, good everything. I'm very happy they're gonna play the game. But yeah, I'm planning on streaming tomorrow as well. And once I'm done with the story, or what is in the story for the beta, I'll probably do content, and like build a base and do stuff like that. But yeah, all right, I'm gonna end it here. It's a perfect time to end it. But thank you, Savvy. I'll talk to you later. I mentioned it. I'll be back on in a couple hours. And if you're there, you're there. That's cool. If you're not, watch the VOD or something. Alrighty. Yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts on the game. I'm actually very curious about what the community thinks about this game. Whether it's bait, whether it's rage bait, whether it's drama farming, whether it's actually good points of the game. I think Enfield's great. I think Enfield is a great opportunity for the gacha community, and I think it's a great opportunity for Hypergriff. But yeah, I'll see you later, Savvy. It's been fun. It'll be fun later as well. Yeah, take care. And also, I'll see you in Gacha Smacks. I'll see you in Gacha Smacks chat sometimes. But yeah, take care. Bye bye. Or not, bye bye. I'll see you later.